In Tennessee, week 1, a young boy named Petey is playing in the woods with a stick, pretending he's in the middle of an epic battle. He swings the stick around, shouting, "Smash!" and making his own battle sounds as he runs through the forest. He continues deeper into the trees, yelling and swinging his makeshift sword until he suddenly stops. Petey looks ahead and is completely shocked to see the Hulk sitting quietly among the trees. The boy watches Hulk, clearly fascinated by how enormous he is. Petey looks at him and wonders how he could have gotten so big. The Hulk opens his eyes, points towards Petey, and simply tells him, "You're just small." As Hulk gets up, Petey points around the woods and explains that these are his woods and that he plays there. He shows Hulk the carvings he made on a tree, pointing out drawings of his family, including their bus, his mom, and his little sister. Petey then introduces himself and asks Hulk if he wants to be friends. But Hulk is reminded of his own painful memories, hearing the words, "We're not monsters," by the darker realization that they are monsters, just like the things they have killed. He remembers that they are just like them. Hulk walks away and simply says, "No." As Hulk walks away through the woods, Petey watches him with a worried expression and warns him not to go in that direction because it leads past a fallen down tree. Petey repeats that Hulk shouldn't go there, which makes Hulk stop and asks why the boy is out there by himself. Petey explains that his family's bus is nearby and that he lives there with his mom, dad, and baby sister. His father is a builder who travels from town to town for work, bringing the family along in their bus whenever he gets a new job. But Petey also reveals that his father sometimes gets angry, and when that happens, the family has to leave again. Hulk focuses on that word, angry, while Petey confirms that this is what happens. A voice suddenly approaches through the woods, and Petey recognizes it as his mother. He immediately becomes excited and tells Hulk that he has to go. Before running off, Petey tells Hulk that he can stay in the woods because they're friends now, and he promises not to tell anyone that Hulk is there. But he gives Hulk one final warning: stay away from the fallen down tree. Hulk follows at a distance and sees Petey heading toward his family, who are gathered beside their bus around a small campfire. Petey excitedly shows his father a cool sword he found while playing in the woods. His parents are together with the baby, preparing to spend the evening near their bus. Then Hulk's heavy footsteps create a noise in the forest. Petey's mother immediately notices it and asks what caused the booming sound. His father dismisses it, saying he has no idea and that it has nothing to do with them. Hulk watches the family for a moment, but after seeing them together, he decides not to approach. He quietly turns away and walks back into the woods. Week 2 begins with Petey back in the woods, playing with his ball near Hulk. He throws it toward a tree and catches it repeatedly before asking Hulk if he's a hero, like the Revengers. Hulk simply tells him that he isn't. Petey then explains that if Hulk really were a hero, he wanted to ask him for a favor. Maybe Hulk could help his family get a proper house with a TV. Petey explains that his father has recently come home with a bunch of game stations. His father's builder friends apparently bring various things back from their jobs, including money, computers, and other equipment. His father gets to keep some of those things, and this time he ended up with several game stations. Petey is excited about them and thinks they're cool, but there's a problem. They can't actually use them because their bus doesn't have electricity, a television, or the other things needed to make them work. Petey starts imagining what it would be like when they finally have a real house with a TV. He begins telling Hulk what his mother said they would do once they had one, but before he can finish, he throws the ball too far. It flies beyond where he can reach. Petey realizes that his ball has landed near the fallen down tree, the same place he has repeatedly warned Hulk about. Hulk doesn't understand why Petey won't simply go over and retrieve it, so he tells him to get the ball. Petey refuses, explaining he can't go there because of the tree. Hulk becomes frustrated and asks, "Why do you care about that stupid tree?" Petey doesn't really answer. Instead, he becomes quiet and picks up his stick, returning to the thing he actually wishes for. He tells Hulk that all he really wants is for his family to have a house with a TV. Hulk simply watches him, taking in the boy's words. Week 3 finally finds Hulk wandering alone through the woods when he comes across the skull of a dead animal. As he looks at it, the skull seems to become a voice in his head. Banner, challenging Hulk about what he's been doing. Banner accuses him of lying to Petey, but Hulk insists that he never lied because they aren't heroes. Banner argues that they could be heroes again and reminds Hulk that Petey's family isn't safe with his father. They could actually do something to help them. The idea of helping the family immediately brings back painful memories for Hulk, especially what happened with Charlie. Hulk remembers that they tried to help before and Charlie ended up becoming a monster like them. Banner counters that Charlie became a monster because of them, but points out that she once believed they could be heroes too. He asks Hulk whether that belief necessarily had to be wrong. Before Hulk can respond, a loud disturbance suddenly comes from nearby, followed by an angry voice shouting about someone being shot. Hulk realizes that something serious has happened and hears that Travis has been shot. Hulk follows the voices through the woods and discovers that the people in trouble are Petey's mother and father. His father is frantically preparing their bus, ordering everything to be secured in the back because they need to leave immediately. Petey's mother is frightened and confused, asking what he means by being shot and whether Travis is dead. She realizes that police are already nearby, with 2 police cars spotted on the highway, and the family needs to move the bus before they are found. Petey's father insists that they have to leave right away. He tells them that they have only about 2 minutes to get everything ready and secured. His wife protests that they can't simply drive away because the baby is sick. She also worries about leaving the area because they may not even be able to find their way back to this place later. But Petey's father has already made up his mind. Someone has seen his face, meaning their location is no longer safe. As far as he's concerned, the place is burned for them, and they aren't coming back. Petey's mother refuses to accept that. She becomes increasingly distressed and tells him that they are not leaving. She reminds him that they can't abandon Petey, insisting they can't simply leave their son behind. Hulk hears this and is immediately shocked by what he's hearing. He focuses on the words about leaving Petey, trying to understand why his parents would even consider abandoning him. Then the weather suddenly turns. Rain begins pouring down. Hulk hears someone behind him and turns to find Petey standing there. The boy clearly understands what is happening. He tells Hulk that his father is angry again. Petey explains that when his father gets angry, it means they have to leave. Hulk looks at the boy, asks what his mother meant when she talked about leaving him, but before he can get an answer, his attention is drawn back toward the bus. Petey's mother is still desperately arguing with his father. She begs that they cannot leave him and says that they have to move him or tell someone. Petey's father immediately becomes defensive, asking if she wants him to go to jail and accusing her of probably wanting that. The mother insists that she doesn't, but before she can finish, the baby in her arms starts crying. Petey's father strikes her across the face and angrily tells her to shut up. The baby continues crying as the mother bleeds. The father then orders her to get on the bus or call her mother to come and get her if she doesn't want to be there. The mother repeats his words in disbelief, asking if he really means that she doesn't want to be there. She reminds him that she stayed even after everything that happened, and now he is going to leave. She refuses to leave Petey under the tree. Hulk hears this and turns his attention toward the tree. Hulk's expression changes. He slowly turns towards the fallen tree and notices Petey's yellow ball laying in the grass. Hulk walks towards the fallen tree through the pouring rain. He digs deeper beneath the tree, moving the dirt and debris aside. Then, Hulk suddenly stops. Something is sticking out of the ground. Hulk stares in horror as he realizes that it is the hand of a child. The discovery confirms what the family had been desperately trying to hide. Petey is dead, and his body has been buried beneath the tree. Hulk remains frozen for a moment. A frightened gasp comes from behind Hulk. He turns and sees Petey's mother standing there in the rain, holding the baby. She immediately realizes that Hulk has discovered the truth and begins pleading with him. She insists that she wasn't the one who killed Petey. Terrified that Hulk might attack her, she begs him not to kill them. She promises that she will protect the baby, Ashley, and take her to her mother's house. She also says that she will tell the police what her husband did and she will turn herself in and reveal where Petey is buried. The mother knows that confessing will not undo what happened and make it right. Hulk moves closer to her, his face filled with anger. The mother becomes even more frightened as the baby cries in her arms. She keeps pleading with Hulk not to kill her, insisting that she is not a monster. Meanwhile, Petey's father has already driven away in the bus. He is focused entirely on escaping and avoiding both death and prison, blaming Travis for being slow and dumb. He continues talking to himself, making it clear that he has no intention of going back for anyone. Then, something suddenly catches his attention. There is a strange, heavy noise outside. He begins cursing and wondering whether his wife damaged the generator before leaving. Then the noise grows louder. Something powerful is coming toward him. Without warning, Hulk attacks. The bus is violently thrown from the road, its massive body being ripped apart by the force of Hulk's attack. The driver is thrown around inside as the vehicle crashes and rolls through the rain. The destroyed bus comes to a stop. Petey's father is battered and struggling to move when he notices fuel leaking from the wreckage. Then a spark appears. The leaking fuel catches fire, flames rapidly spread through the wrecked bus, turning the vehicle into an inferno. The father desperately tries to escape before the fire reaches him. But then the debris around him suddenly begins moving. Hulk erupts from the wreckage in a burst of rage. Petey's father looks up and sees the Hulk standing before him. He is completely terrified. He tries to convince himself that Hulk cannot possibly be real, stammering that he's not real. But Hulk is real. Hulk looks at him with absolute fury and yells,
"He's still out there, in the woods. A monster killed him. Monster."
Petey's father grabs his shotgun and begins firing at Hulk. The shots have no effect. Hulk keeps advancing through the gunfire, repeating the accusation that he is a monster. The father becomes increasingly terrified and desperately orders Hulk to stay away. But Hulk's anger has reached its limit. He begins beating him down. Hulk's punches send him crashing through the wreckage and into the ground, completely overwhelming him. Week 4. The aftermath has begun. Police officers and emergency personnel have arrived at the family's former campsite near the fallen tree. The truth about Petey has finally been uncovered and the authorities are dealing with what happened. Nearby, Hulk sits quietly on the fallen tree. He isn't alone. Petey's ghost sits beside him. The boy explains that his little sister, Ashley, is going to live with their grandmother now. Hulk simply acknowledges this. Petey then asks Hulk if he can go with his sister and help look after her. Hulk tells him,
"You should go where you want. There's no rules when nobody's looking for you."
Hulk looks at Petey and apologizes.
"Kid, sorry it was too late to help you."
But Petey doesn't blame him. Instead, Petey reminds Hulk that he saved his baby sister. To him, that's hero stuff. Petey then offers Hulk his ball. Hulk accepts it. Petey tells Hulk that he can stay in his woods if he wants to. Then he turns his attention towards his baby sister, Ashley. Petey decides that he will go with her and teach her the hero stuff he has learned. Hulk is left sitting alone, holding Petey's yellow ball in his enormous hand. The woods are quiet now. Just Hulk, the fallen tree, and the small reminder of the boy he couldn't save.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel.